Hello, my name's Jane and I work for a company called United Utilities, and we are a water company, and today we're going to be talking lots and lots about water. So what is a water company? Well, our job is to collect water. We collect rainwater, water from nature, and we look after it. We store it. We store it in a reservoir, a man-made lake. Well, the water's dirty, so it needs cleaning. We treat it in a water treatment works, and then when it's clean, it's piped to your homes. You can use it for lots of different things. We clean that water up again and we send it back to nature. And that is our job, to get you clean, fresh water and take that water away. But my job today is to talk a bit more about water and deliver a water session. So there's going to be a few water sessions for you to help you with your water topic. And today is going to be about the water cycle. So you may need a pencil or a pen and a piece of paper when you go through these sessions so you can answer some of the questions. So before I start on the water cycle, earlier on today I saw something, and the only way to describe the thing I saw is to say it's very special. I say it's very precious. In fact, it goes so far as to say it's the most valuable thing I've ever seen. I wonder if you can decide what it is. What is the most valuable, the most precious thing you can think of to all of us? Have you decided what it is? Well, it's this: water. Water is the most precious, the most valuable thing ever. But why? Why is it so important to us? Well, it keeps us alive. It keeps plants alive, keeps us healthy. But what is it? What is that inside the glass? How would you describe it? So you're going to need a piece of paper and something to write with. And I'm going to give you 30 seconds and I'll put a timer on the screen. So when I say go, you're going to have 30 seconds to write down as many different words as you can think of to describe water. How would you describe water? Off. We've only got 10 seconds left. And time is up. So what did you think of? You may have come up with some of these words that you can see on the screen. So you could have said that the water is wet and runny, like in my glass. You may have said it's a liquid, and that's right. At the moment, this water is indeed a liquid, wet and runny. But if I put this water into a freezer, 0 degrees or below, it could actually turn into a solid. It would freeze. Now, if I take that solid out of the freezer and warm it up again, it would turn back into a liquid. It would change its state. If I heat that liquid up again, well, it could evaporate. At 100 degrees or above, it could turn into a gas. You may have described the scientific word for water as H2O, hydrogen and oxygen sticking together to make this. You may have said it's transparent, it's see-through, it's odourless, tasteless and even colourless. Water is all those different things. So on our planet, there's lots and lots of water. We've got loads and loads of water around on our planet. In fact, about 70% of our planet is actually covered in water. But is it all fresh water? Can we drink all the water on our planet? Have a look at this picture. And this picture shows you a picture of the planet, but most of the water you can see there is actually in the seas and the oceans. Would you go to the sea and the ocean to have a drink? No, I don't think so. It tastes of salt. It is salty. So on our planet, there's only a small amount of water we can actually get to, and that is fresh water without salt in it. And the circle you can see on the screen, that represents 1%. 1% of water is fresh, accessible water, easy for us to get to. Now, the water on our planet has been there for millions and millions of years. In fact, it's been there since the dinosaurs have been around, and we've been using the same water over and over again. And that's what we call the water cycle. The water keeps getting moved around our planet, from the seas, from the land, into the atmosphere and back round again, called the natural water cycle. So part of your topic may indeed be to talk about the natural water cycle and find out more about it. Well, when we do talk about that, we need to know some scientific words. And in a moment, I'm going to show you a short film clip that'll explain a bit more about the water cycle, but I'll tell you the scientific words first. So one of the scientific words we need to know about as part of the water cycle is evaporation. That's the word we're looking out for, we need to remember. And evaporation is when the sun shines down on the sea. And we know the sea's a liquid. When liquids warm up, they evaporate and turn into a gas or into water vapour. And that process is called evaporation. That's one of our key words we need to remember. Another word is condensation. So when that water vapour, that gas cools down, turns back into a liquid, into tiny water droplets. And we can see those water droplets as clouds in the sky. And that process is condensation. And the third word we need to remember is precipitation. So when those clouds get dark, those water droplets get bigger. They get so big, the water droplets need to fall to the ground. They can fall as rain, sleet, hail or snow, and that process is precipitation, another scientific word for rainfall. So I'm going to show you a short film clip now, a 1-minute film clip, and it explains all about the water cycle, and it contains those 3 words. What I'd like you to do, watch the film clip and listen out for those words, and at the end I'm going to test you on them. So I'm going to show you the film clip now and hit the 3 words that are going to be in it. Get ready to listen to the film clip and look out and listen out for these words.
We depend on fresh water to get our drinking water, but only 1% of the Earth's water is in lakes, rivers and underground. The rest is sea and ice. Luckily, we have the water cycle, which means we always have a source of water. How does the water cycle make sure we don't run out? Water that's in the sea, rivers and lakes will warm up and evaporate into the air. Some water is found in plants, and most of this water goes into the atmosphere from the plant's surface through a process called transpiration. As it goes up into the atmosphere, it cools to form clouds. This is called condensation. When the wind blows, these clouds move up onto land. The clouds are pushed higher and they cool. They become heavy with water, and this falls as rain, also known as precipitation.
Okay, so that was our 1-minute film clip. So there are 3 scientific words you may have noticed in there. The next word we need to find out. So I'm going to show you 4 seconds of the film clip. There's going to be a blank in the sentence, and I want you to see if you can fill in the blank. Is the blank going to be evaporation, condensation or precipitation? Have a listen to this.
Water that's in the sea, rivers and lakes will warm up.
So water that's in the seas, rivers and lakes will warm up, and will it be evaporation? Will it evaporate? Will the word be precipitation, or will the word be condensation? Have a think. What word fills in that blank? When the water in the seas, rivers and lakes warms up by the sun, will it evaporate? Will the process be precipitation or condensation? Let's see if you're right.
Water that's in the sea, rivers and lakes will warm up and evaporate into the air.
So well done if you said evaporate or evaporation. Indeed, when a liquid warms up, it evaporates and turns into a gas. Let's look at this next scientific word and see if you can fill in the blank.
As it goes up into the atmosphere, it cools to form clouds. This is called
So So when that water vapour, that gas rises into the atmosphere, it does cool down to form clouds. And is that called evaporation, precipitation or condensation? What do you think that word is? What's the word for when that gas cools down back into a liquid? Let's see if you're right.
As it goes up into the atmosphere, it cools to form clouds. This is called condensation.
Did you get condensation for that one? When the gas cools down to form clouds, it's called condensation. So let's try the last word. This should be an easy one for you now. Let's see if we can fill in the blank.
When the wind blows, these clouds move up onto land. The clouds are pushed higher and they cool. They become heavy with water, and this falls as rain, also known as...
So when those water droplets get heavy, it falls as rain, and is that known as evaporation, precipitation or condensation? What do you think it is? Let's see if you're right.
When the wind blows, these clouds move up onto land. The clouds are pushed higher and they cool. They become heavy with water, and this falls as rain, also known as precipitation.
Fantastic. If you said precipitation, that's the rainfall, sleet, hail and snow. So super work if you got all those right. So that was the natural water cycle. The water from the sea moving around and then eventually going back into the sea with our key scientific words. So a water company, as I mentioned before, like United Utilities in the northwest of England, we have to interrupt that natural water cycle. We have to collect some of that water and get it to your homes. So there are some really good short videos to explain a bit more about the man-made water cycle when a water company is involved in it. All you need to do is go onto United Utilities website, and I'm going to show you the link to go and find it. So I'm going to show you the website now. If you go on to unitedutilities.com, go on there and go on to the search section up here and type in all about water. That'll bring up this search button here. Click onto it and you will find the all about water page. Click on Start Exploring and you'll see lots of videos on the side. Well, we've actually just watched the first one, From the Cloud. Once you watch the video, there's going to be a little quiz at the end of it with a few questions for you. 10 questions in all when you've gone through all the videos. See if you can answer those questions. See if you can remember or find out a bit more about the water cycle and the water company's role within it. Now, if you really want to test yourself, well, there's a quiz at the bottom. Scroll down, take our quiz, and that quiz goes through all the different sections of the water cycle and where it goes to, cleaning up dirty water, lots and lots of things. And from that, you may well be a water expert, finding out and knowing more all about water. So thank you for taking part in this session about the natural water cycle. And hopefully you'll find out more about the man-made water cycle too. My colleague Janet Denver, she's also put a session together for you. And that next session, number 2, is about using water and saving water. So that's enough for me from now, and bye.